Number 6, basic accounting. Basic accounting. And you have to think about this because the offering starts coming in, and bills start piling up as soon as you begin doing monthly services.
Yeah, and also, how are you going to collect the offering? What's going to be your process? How are you going to count the offering? And then how is it going to be deposited? And the big thing on that is never let anybody in the room with the offering alone, including yourself. Always have somebody with you. And if you have one person count, and then you have another person put it into a little sealed bag and take it to the bank, that's a great process. What's going to be your check writing system? I would encourage you to always have a twofold process. One person approves the checks, the other person writes the checks. And I've never actually written a check at the Journey. I may approve checks, but I always want somebody else to write it just so there's accountability, even in the early days. Reimbursement?
What's the reimbursement process going to be like if a staff member buys something for the church and needs to be reimbursed for it?
A little tip, don't give church credit cards. Reimburse. I think now actually the IRS is more favorable on the reimbursement process than they are on the corporate credit cards. There is a time and a place for having perhaps one corporate credit card, but in general, we ask our volunteers or our staff to use their own credit cards and then to submit that for reimbursement. And it creates greater accountability because it's on their credit rating. If they do something stupid, it also is a built-in check and balance to make sure that nothing is being paid for that was not being approved by the church.
Then the next one's salaries and paychecks. Listen, get a company to start doing that for you from the very beginning, so that they take care of the taxes and the end of the year tax forms that go back to everyone who's on salary. Don't burden yourself trying to figure all of that out. Get a company that does it easily and inexpensively.
Yeah, they're called paycheck or payroll processing companies. And even in the early days, this is the way to go, because they know exactly how to do withholding. They know exactly how to do unemployment. They know exactly how to handle weird things like ministers' housing and all of that. We have just benefited greatly, and they're not sponsoring this conference either, but ADP has been great to us. I hear great things about other companies like that, like Paychex and others. I think ADP and Paychex are the two big ones. But, in the early days, they charge you based on the number of employees. So, it might just cost you, a few dollars every month for them to process payroll and for them to handle all the filing and forms. And unless you just have someone who is a specialist in that, your chances are you're going to drop something along the way. And so it really helps in that early time.
Saves you time, lowers anxiety. And then the last one is regular reports.
Regular reports about your bank account, about are you on track with your budget, are you spending too much?
Don't fly blind. Know where you're at.
Yeah, banks do not like it when you go in the red and you're out of business. And you may have a great thing going spiritually, but you can just really destroy that through improper accounting processes.